Water is one of the most important topics in California, so the Marine Science Institute helps educate students about the issues facing the bay. It was a gorgeous day in San Francisco Bay, and we hurried on board to start our adventure with the Marine Science Institute. Our green screen crew invited the Aqua team from Richmond High School to join us on board for a beautiful afternoon on the bay. It was great to have some of our parents along on board with us. We live so close to the bay, and yet there's so much we don't know about it. For instance, did you know that 40% of the state of California's water drains into the bay estuary, or that the average depth of the bay is only 8 feet? Didn't think so. The purpose of our trip was to start thinking about water, the San Francisco Bay, and why it's so important to all of us in California and around the world. In the onboard classroom, our instructor outlined the basic rules and safety concerns. We even had a drill for man overboard. The Robert G. Brownlee is a floating laboratory for environmental studies. The Discovery Voyage is a very special science experience focused around the bay's water quality and ecology. Our first task was to set the nets to get ready to fish. At the ichthyology station, students haul in a trawling net, calling out heave-ho. It was really exciting when our captain said it was the biggest stingray that had ever been captured on the Robert G. Brownlee. It was more than 100 pounds. They had to cut off the stinger and put it in a jar.
You guys! Woo! You want me to grab the stinger with the...
Are you excited?
It's kind of scary.
Along with the stingray, we brought in a halibut, a lot of shrimp, crabs, and other fish.
So, right now what Jackson's probably going to do is get a clipper for the stinger. Stingers on the rays are kind of like your fingernails, so you can cut that off and he'll come back. The other problem that we have with this guy is that he's just so massively big that it is going to be tricky to safely transport him overboard. If you guys do have a chance to pet him, what you're going to notice is it feels really slimy, and that's because rays have a mucus coating on their skin as a sort of protection. Kind of like the same, sounds gross, but the same reason why you have mucus in your nose, because every time you breathe, all that air is going directly into your lungs, and you want to protect your lungs from anything bad getting in there. Hence, it's in your nose. He's got that same thing, it's a protectant, so he doesn't get anything bad from it.
While on board, students are so busy having fun that they don't realize how much they're actually learning. We were having a lot of fun learning about the water in the bay and how to identify the fish we caught. We learned more about our responsibility to help keep the bay clean and healthy.
Okay, you guys back away now. Just let it go.
About 4.5 to 5 feet long, how huge those teeth will be.
Oh, there's nothing on this side.
So there is nothing on this side. So here's the thing. How I know this is a California halibut, the big teeth, is right here. The lateral line has an arched lateral line. Right? A lot of flatfish have a straight lateral line that goes across. Do you know that flatfish are not born flat? When they're born just like this. They swim just like this and eyes on each side. A couple weeks after it's born, it begins to turn flat. The bottom eye is able to rotate around, and sometimes in some species of flatfish, it's able to go up and through the skull to get over here and go fishing. So we're gonna rotate to our next station, which is gonna be our plankton hydrology station. We're gonna collect some plankton and we're gonna run some tests in hydrology, and we're gonna collect some water. So what we can do is, if everyone wants to go to the bow, and I'll meet you at the bow in just a second.
We learned how to take proper care of our bay at the hydrology station.
So this right here is our plankton tote. So we're gonna put it in the water, and we do need holes in the net. Why do we need holes in the net?
For water to get out.
For water to get out. Right. So you're gonna lower it in, and then just drop it when it gets down into the water. So what we're gonna be doing is we're gonna be collecting water, and we're gonna conduct different tests on the water. Okay, this is our hydrology station. Why do we care about testing water? So we can see how the animals live that are in here, right? Every living organism on planet Earth needs water to survive. We want to know the healthiness of the water and how they are able to survive. What are some tests we can conduct on the water? pH. What is pH?
Acidic or basic?
Yep, exactly. How acidic and how basic a solution is. What is my neutral number?
7.
7. The bay should be around 8 and 8.5. Does that make it basic or a little more basic or a little bit more acidic?
Acidic. Basic.
Basic. Awesome. Alright, what else can we test?
Salt.
Salt. So do you know what it's called when we're testing salt? It's called salinity. We're going to do some more tests. Before we do that, let's collect our water, and then we'll talk about what tests we're actually collecting. Right here, this is called a Van Doren bottle. Who do you think invented it?
Van Doren.
Van Doren. Scientists are a little egotistical sometimes. They like to name things after themselves. I'm going to show you the parts. You're going to tell me how it works. We have a weight attached to the rope, and on top we have a metal button with two pegs on each side. We have a plunger on both sides and a rope with a loop. So don't just pull on the rope with the loop, because it actually could pull it off, but you want to pull on the plunger. And as you pull it off, if you look inside, what is it attached to?
The other one.
It's the other one by a big bungee cord. Do you think you want to stick your hands in here? No, if somebody accidentally lets go when you're working with this, it can squish your finger. Alright. The task is to figure out how to keep both sides open so we can lower it into the water. I'm going to sit it on the ground, and I want you guys to figure it out. Go for it. Get down in there.
Got it. Told you.
Oh, I see. All right.
Let it go. Wait.
Yes, put it up.
We didn't know what to expect when we opened it up.
It's heavy.
At the plankton station, the samples we collected were projected from a microscope to a TV.
Earlier, the evil dude from SpongeBob. They're the most abundant. There he goes around. They're the most abundant plankton. They're the most abundant animal in the world. Way more of them than there are of us. The one eye does not see how we see. See shapes, see colors. It's only used to sense light. Because their main food source are phytoplankton, and they're able to go up and down the water column. That they need to find the source of where the light is, so they know where their food's going to be, which is really, really neat. Let's get a little close-up look on them.
We worked in groups to do some hands-on science experiments.
If it says we need DI water, tap water.
No, we dropped a bunch of things. They dropped a bunch of the thermometers in there.
So you guys don't worry about it. You'll drop both of them.
All 3.
Oh, yeah. They.
Everybody had so much fun doing water quality monitoring experiments. Using water sampling kits, we tested the bay's water for turbidity, pH, and dissolved oxygen. We used a giant claw to extract mud from the bottom of the bay at the benthic station.
Paul, keep your feet clean and don't move your feet. Make sure that rope goes into the bucket. Alright, hold it really tight, hold it tight. Good. I'm my line. Slowly give me slack. A little bit more slack.
We all joined the Mud Club by taking a pledge to protect the creatures in the bay that we need so much.
And repeat after me. I promise.
I promise
To protect. And respect. All the mud. Creatures. In the estuary. For eternity. Now do this. I'll tell you a couple of things. It's a great sunscreen and it's a great facial. People pay lots of money to get mud facials and mud baths. It actually helps make your skin nice and smooth. Really? Yes, I'm not joking. It's true. It is. People pay hundreds of dollars to go and get mud facials and baths. But it's effective for mud.
How bad is
It's good. It's good. It's fun. Come on, trust me. Trust me.
Yeah, do it.
Come on, little dot. Let me see a little dot. Rinse my side in here. Then we'll talk about the source of the mud.
We rinsed off the mud to reveal all the bottom dwellers.
Are you calling these things worms? Are they like, they're poop? They're tube worm casings. So worms have a lot of saliva, a lot of mucus. They wrap themselves up in the mud and they get poop. And if you open it, you either find a hole or where a worm used to be.
We learned that pollution and hazardous waste in the bay's water were some things that humans have to take responsibility for. It was lessons and fun all afternoon, but we went back home with a new appreciation for our San Francisco Bay and the creatures living in it.